love language is more linked with what you missed growing up or what you had in abundance growing up. So, sort of the same as what has shaped your love languages, but like more specific.
I'm gonna say it's I mean for me, what I had growing up, which I'm more used to. Like I said, with the gifts and physical touch and things like that. Yeah, I think it for me probably it's more what I'm used to. Like the things that I didn't have, I don't miss it. Kind of, if that makes sense. It doesn't. Yeah, I think that would be what it'd be for me. To be fair, personally speaking.
I think I'm similar to Dill, to be honest. Like has it in abundance growing up, so it's just sort of stuck. And then it just, because it's something that you always know and something you've always had. It's like it becomes part of your like personality, part of your character, and then it's something that you would end up displaying more because you just always had it, sort of thing. That makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does still.
I think for me, it's a mixture of both. So for my top two were obviously quality time and acts of service. I had lots of acts of service growing up, so I think that's why it was number one. Like people doing things for me, I really like that, really enjoy that. Having my parents do stuff for me that I necessarily couldn't do or didn't understand how to do, and having them show me or do it for me. Then with quality time, like I spent time with my parents. Obviously, you spend time with your parents, but there's a difference between spending time with someone and spending quality time with someone. And growing up, I didn't necessarily spend quality time with my parents, so I think that's also what sort of shaped my love language, that I'd like to spend quality time with my missus, not just time.
Yeah, I think I'm the same. I think I spent quality time with my parents more when I was younger, and then I think as I got older, I spent time with them, but less quality time. So now I'm very much big on the like spending quality time with each other and stuff. And like I got a lot of like gifts and stuff when I was younger, whereas now I think now that's not as important to me, which is weird. I think because I got used to it, whereas like now I'd rather have acts of service or quality time.
I guess it's probably one of those things, isn't it? If you've had it, you realize that other things are more important, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, like I'd choose to have quality time with someone over them like buying me stuff.
Very true. Yeah, that's true.
See, I feel like I've said I've not really got many gifts. I feel like that's probably more recently, like probably because I was the youngest grandchild and obviously youngest kid in the family at one point. So I probably did get loads of gifts, but like I'm just thinking more recently. That's probably why it's not as important.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Dylan, this is my question for you. We're gonna take a slight detour. We'll come back to the topic, but I got you to do the singles quiz as well.
Yes, you did.
Were there any differences between the two?
My quality time was 40% still, exactly the same. My acts of service was also 13%, still the same. My words of affirmation and physical touch went down to 20%, and my receiving gifts went to 7%. So,
okay.
What's the difference between the single quiz and the couple quiz?
The questions are identical, I believe. When I was doing them, the questions looked exactly the same.
They were, and I was confused, but then at the same time, I was like, I got to be answering this as if I'm thinking of friendship level, as opposed to relationship level. So it's like, if it's saying you would appreciate time with your friends more, as opposed to your friend reassuring you they love you or whatever, things like that. So it's basically the same questions, but just friendship rather than
relationship. So yeah, for me, my acts of service was still the highest, but when I was as a singleton, it was even more. I had 0 for words of affirmation.
Wow.
My quality time and receiving gifts were the same. Then I had 10% physical touch. So my results were very, very different actually. Because after acts of service and words of affirmation, the other 3 have gone through like a complete switch in their order. So
what was your order the first time round, and what was it with the singles quiz?
So anyway, acts of service. So this is as in a relationship. So it's acts of service, quality time, physical touch, receiving gifts, words of affirmation. Now it's acts of service, both quality time and receiving gifts, physical touch, words of affirmation
Oh, so
as a
nice.
single.
Hmm.
So yeah,
So I'm gonna have to get you a gift soon, then, innit, bro?
yeah, and I don't like my friends touching me.
So that's
I'm
friends.
sorry, bro.
No, I don't like my friends touching me either. I hate hugs.
Oh, see, I love hugs.
No,
I
I
hug
feel
anybody.
so awkward if my friend, I'm like, oh.
The thing is, I don't even care if someone hates hugs. I will literally still hug them. Like, you could be the most awkward person with hugs, and I literally will hug anybody. And I've had people tell me that. They're like, oh, get off me, I don't like hugs. I was like, I don't care. I love hugs. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
I think friendship-wise, my words of affirmation would probably be higher.
I feel like it's probably hard to see my exact relationship ones, because like I've not actually ever been in a proper relationship. So it's like I don't actually know what it would be like. Yes, it's all theoretical. Yeah. So yeah, I'd imagine if I ever did get in a relationship, it probably would change quite a bit. I can see it changing quite a bit, but it's all hypothetical.
You might like gifts.
I might like gifts.
Yeah, you might actually like gifts.
I might find a girl who gives the perfect gifts, and all of a sudden my receiving gifts will go up to like 50%.
Yeah.
You never know.
So yeah, off the detour. So yeah, back to the question I asked earlier. So any other things that think of anything else that you think that shaped your love language? Because also another thing for me is see romance films. I hate majority of romance films because they give an unrealistic representation of love.
Yeah.
Because people may not believe this, but I'm actually a hopeless romantic. But I'm a realist hopeless romantic, because what you see in romance films is unrealistic. Like all this lovey-dovey, all this telling person you're gonna love them, everything's gonna be riding high and easy. It's false, because a real relationship is not like that. And one of the reasons, and for example, one of my favorite love songs is "Ordinary People" by John Legend, because he sings about the essence of love, or what love actually is. That is, it's not easy. There are gonna be ups and downs, but I love you, so we're gonna power our way through this. So I think that's also another reason why my words of affirmation is so low.
Yeah, because like in the movies, it's like, oh, everything's fine, we've fallen in love. The end. But then if you're actually in a relationship, then it's like, it does take effort and time and work, but it's worth it, because you're like, well, I'd rather work for this and be with you than not be with you. So I'll do anything to be with you. So
precisely that.
I definitely think like movies have, I don't know in what way, but I definitely think they have affected me, and especially like my just general ideas and stuff like that. Because like growing up, it was literally me and then my sister who's older than me and my aunt who's also older than me. And like they'd be watching chick flicks and stuff all the time. So I literally grew up watching with chick flicks and things like that. And like obviously that's all romance and love films, and a lot of Bollywood films as well. Again, all love and romance films. So like I definitely think like my just ideas of love in general and things like that have been shaped in a way from those movies. But at the same time, not like unrealistic about it. But I know it has had an impact on my just general ideas.
yeah, well, a lot of movies as well, it's like love at first sight. Like they just meet each other and it's like, oh, I love you.
Yeah.
And that's just not what real
It's not,
life
yeah.
is. Like, you don't just love someone when you first meet them, or
Kind of infatuation on first sight, but love.
Not.
Oh, love, you love, listen. No, you can't do love at first sight. That's a very wild concept.
Yeah.
But yeah, any other points people want to bring out?
Don't think so. Not for me anyway.
I would take the silence as a no. So we will end the episode there on love languages. But before we completely wrap up, we will move on to Tommy's select.